Well, according to some talks that are being held between the national government and the revolutionary armed forces of Colombia, there is going to be a future peace agreement in the country. Nevertheless, the success of this agreement depends on the state's ability to control the regions where there is a strong presence of this movement. Also, they have to protect the population and they have to um, prevent the strengthening of other groups who don't participate in this process and want the domination of the territories and economic sources. The idea of the post-conflict brings many jobs, many work to the government because the government not only have to sign a piece of paper, but also they have to implement some strategies in order to the process is a success. Well, the root of this phenomenon is related to the state's capacity to form an effective and permanent presence in some areas and the existence of incentive to maintain weapons and continue illegal activity um, has active some of these criminal groups. In some regions, um, according to the power vacuums that are going to left the FARC when they participate in the demobilization could be occupied by other factors or other actors that don't participate in the process, in the peace process. For that reason, the government have to implement and have to be prepared to attack and to avoid that other criminal groups increase and maintain a, a good, strong presence in those areas. Everything is thanks to the criminal economies, which are divided into legal and illegal activities. Some of the legal activities could be the production or and the commercialization of the and the trading of the gold, and illegal could be like the drug traffic, the weapons traffic, and other mechanisms that those people use to take money from the population. Most of the time they use front companies in order to have a good face of the things of the activities that they develop, but those activities are not legal and there is always corruption and in the root of these activities. The criminal economies function like some incomes to for those groups, but also to they take place for territorial disputes because like like the FARC and the ELN and other criminals want to take control over those lands, and for that reason there are some fights between them. But as I said before, the government have to be ready in order to attack and don't allow the increasement of other groups, because there is a good example from the demobilization of 19th of the EPL and PRT, where in that time there was a high increasement of the FARC and ELN. due to the government. Those groups left some vacuums, and the FARC and ELN took those places. The state's capacity in some areas is limited because the FARC have a control, and they have a control over there, and they act like the government because they create some laws, they have some mechanisms of justice, they provide incomes, and the principal aim of the government has to be, after the peace agreement, after sign the peace agreement, is have a strong presence in those areas, give protection to the population, and implement conditions to make real the peace building. It is recommended to establish the creation of the National Stabilization Force due to they are going to fight against those things like the like the increasement of other criminal organizations. They are going to protect the population in the areas where the government have been absent, and also there could be participation of some ex-combatants in in this in this force, depending on the relation that this group have with the population. Peace is not possible if there is not strengthening of local capacities, and the government have to be ready to share the conditions of that peace agreement with the people that with the people that had been attacked and have suffered something because of this war, because of these people. And in my opinion, I think there is not going to be. I think it's difficult to have a peace because there is always, for example, the FARC is going to participate in the demobilization, but there are going to be other groups, other people who want to take control over the population, and it is like a chain. It is like a circle. In a point, there is one movement, but there is another one that is going to take that place. According to some historians, to some past things, past processes, those those groups don't don't doesn't don't have, and because the criminal economy there is always going to be hard